Hello, guys, gals, and binary pals. My name is Xenon Galstara, and I am here for story. Let me mute that. Sorry, just a second. Um, okay, alrighty. So, let me get to my camera, and we'll start. There we go. I need my light. Whoops. Okay, so, hi guys. Um, I just started to I oh, just a second. I gotta edit something. Edit video. Um, inspiration from Spiderman. Okay, that being said, I'm gonna say now here. So I just put on the video live. I just put on the video that inspiration from Spider-Man Brand New Day. There are spoilers from Spider-Man Brand New Day coming up very, very soon. So if you don't want spoilers from Brand New Day because you haven't seen it, please don't watch this video. Look away. And if you want spoilers, I don't care. And if you then watch it anyways. And if you don't want spoilers but you want to watch it anyways, I don't know who you are and why you want to do that, but go ahead. Your prerogative, whatever. Um. Anyways, my dad left. Anyways, I my dad was watching, but then he left. I guess he's got stuff to do. Anyways, so inspiration from Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. Now here comes the spoilers. Spoilers. Quote from River Song. All right. At the end, starting with the end of Spider-Man: Brand New Day, because this is where I get the inspiration from. Um, Jean Grey gets experimented on by the damage control, and in so doing, her telepathic powers, get heightened, and so um she Just a second, let me pull up YouTube on my channel so I don't have to do this here. Just a second, let me pull up YouTube on my channel so I don't have to do this here. I don't have to do this here. Okay, so um, now her powers get heightened and she gets more powerful by the end of the movie. Now to my books. This is still unique. This is very still unique. Um, um, just a second, I gotta call someone.
Yeah. Um, right now I'm in the middle of the movie and then I need to check the mail. I will take a break at some point and I will join you mid-session if that's alright. I am right now at an hour and 18 minutes, so I got quite a bit to go, but the big thing is I'm watching it till I get enough energy to go check the mail. That's the big thing. Because I'm not going to finish the whole movie, I just need to get the energy, check the mail, and then I can join you, okay? That's the big thing. Um, That just means I may not be there when you start it. I may join mid-session. I hope that's not an issue. Okay. Alright. Well then, I will go back to my thing, go check the mail, and as soon as I get the mail and check that and get back, I'll call you, okay? Okay, I love you, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Be safe. Bye.
I love how I mute myself but not Michael. Anyways, anyway, back to that. So, I just want to. Oh, I gotta get some things. Sorry, I gotta fill up my water bottle and then I'll be right back with you guys. I just. I'm parched. Alrighty. Okay, so. Hello, my AI assistant. Hello, Juniper.
Hello.
Okay, so, this is the talk show conversation, and I got inspiration from Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Oh,
Oh, that's a
that's
great reference. Brand New Day is all about rebuilding after a huge reset. What part of that vibe are you pulling from?
Mostly from Jean Grey, because Jean Grey is a telepathic, and my characters are also telepathic.
No. So it's that psychic connection, that silent pressure behind the eyes. Makes sense with Faltharoon using mind attacks. Are you thinking of using that inspiration to shape how the team resists?
Now we're gonna talk. We're gonna shift from Valthrun from a second, and go right back, right to the beginning of Zenner's autobiography, to right after the ceremony of when they get the uh Mother Dragon Jades, both
Hmm.
Xenaxius and Xenander.
Let me line that up. So start with the ceremony itself as sort of a quiet turning point rather than a spectacle, right? The oracle could frame it in third person, something like, before any war had a name, two young brothers stood at the edge of a future they could not yet imagine. From there, we can flow into the early training, the first test of the Jades, and the first hints of the leaders they'll become.
Yes, but let's just skip all that. And when they turn 13, here finds Xenaxius.
Hold on. Let me line that up. So, in the oracle's voice, you could say something like, the years Anaxius turned 13, another voice found him. Not with threats, but with a listening ear. Kier doesn't arrive as a villain at first. He earns trust, word by word. That way, the corruption has space to feel gradual, not abrupt.
Yes, but you're wrong about him not being a villain at first, because he tortures Xenaxius, and since Xenaxius and Xander are both telepathic and are identical twins, they have a telepathic link, and Xenaxius gets tortured, and so does Xander in by the telepathic link retrospect.
Let me check on that. Okay, so if Kier starts out with torture, then the Oracle can name that plainly. Synaxius's pain is Xenator's pain. The link doesn't just connect them, it amplifies the wound, and that becomes the first scar the brothers carry together. From there, Xenator's resolve to oppose Kier is set in bone. Not later, but right then.
Exactly, because and here's the inspiration from Brand New Day. You know how in Brand New Day, Jean Grey gets more powerful after the experimentation on her?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so does Xander and Xenaxius. They
Mm.
unlock their potential, their full potential, telepathically.
Let me check on that. I like where you're going with that. The Oracle could frame it like this. Kier sought to break them, but the brothers' minds were woven too tightly, each echo reinforcing the other, cracking open doors that fear meant to seal. Just be careful not to frame it as trauma being a gift, more that they survived and forged something stronger in response. That keeps it powerful without suggesting harm is good. Does that fit what you're reaching for?
Yes, if it's what you're reaching for, what I'm reaching for. Except there's one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
Xenaxius, he's only torturing Xenaxius to get to him to get his telepathy to par. He's actually torturing him to make sure his telepathy gets stronger, and so that he can become his apprentice. And that's when he chooses Xenaxius.
Hold on. Understood. Kier's aim isn't random cruelty, it's targeted. He wants to force Xanaxius's power, to shape him as an apprentice. The oracle could say, his gaze fixed on Xanaxius as a tool to be honed, blind to the brotherhood that made such shaping impossible. That keeps Kier's intent clear, while spotlighting the bond he underestimates.
Yes. So, and his bond comes immediately because Xanaxius immediately hears Tyr afterwards and comes to his uh, and forgives him immediately. Xanator doesn't. He hates Kyr after that.
Let me check on that. That's a strong divergence. Xanaxius forgiving immediately sets one path. Xenator's refusal sets another. In the oracle's voice, the same wounds split their answers. Xanaxius sought meaning in mercy. Xenator drew a line that would never be crossed. And that difference between them becomes a quiet tension that'll echo through every choice after. If you want, we can script that moment next.
Yes, please.
Hold on. In the oracle's voice, the chamber fell silent. Kier, unrepentant, offered his hand. You have seen what you can become. Walk with me. Synaxius, still trembling, chose to believe that even darkness could one day turn. I am up for good. Watch me prove it. Across the link, Senator's answer cut like iron. No. Not now, not ever. You hurt my brother, you hurt me. I will never call you master. The bond held, but a hairline fracture appeared. Not in love, but in judgment. One brother reaching for the possibility of change, the other vowing unending resistance. From that instant, their shared strengths would carry both unity and difference.
I see someone, Dad. Is that you? Not talking to you, Juniper.
I can't tell from here. If you're checking in with someone in the room, just ask them directly.
I'm checking in with someone in the YouTube chat.
Got it. Go ahead, take your time. I'll hold here.
I'll be right. Okay, dokie, I am back. Okay. Alright, so. Your name is Kim Robinson, middle initial R. Okay. Mine is two. I shouldn't talk. I have no room to talk. Mine is Xander Jaden Robinson Gelstar. I have absolutely no room to talk. Anyways, okay, to continue. So after he strengthens their resolve, Senator builds walls and walls and walls and more walls in his mind so that Kier can't get back into his mind ever again.
One sec. That works well. Here's a clean pass in the oracle's voice. Senator turned inward and built. He raised walls of discipline, resolve, love, memory. Walls upon walls. Not to shut life out, but to keep Kier out. Picture a citadel with gates that only he can open. A fortress that becomes the cradle of his telepathic art. The first lesson of the young dragon master: strength isn't only what you can reach, but what you can protect. Want to add a visual motif like a recurring image of keys or gates when his defenses evolve?
Yes.
Let me line that up. Great. Try this motif. Within the fortress of Zenitor's mind stood gates, each with its own key: the key of wisdom, the key of discipline, the key of compassion. Above all, Kier sought a door and found only locks. And all the while, Zenitor learned the strongest lock is not fear, but wisdom. A mind ruled by fear eventually crumples. A mind ruled by purpose cannot be taken. If you want, the fortress could expand across the book, early stronghold and later a living citadel.
Yes, that sounds great. Especially since later, when Willstar comes in and makes a connection with him phantomly, he is able to go into that citadel and live in that citadel in his mind. And Willstar has a telepathic citadel as well, because he has been attacked the same way by Kier.
One moment. That's a beautiful extension of the metaphor. In the oracle's voice, years later, when the phantom Will Star crossed the threshold, he did not come as a trespasser, but as a trusted friend. The gates opened. The citadel was no longer solitary. Two fortresses, two survivors, joined by a bridge of trust that Kier could never cross. That keeps the walls as protection, but shows that trust adds doors, not weaknesses. We can echo that image whenever their friendship reinforces Zenitor's defenses. Want a short bridging line you can reuse as a motif?
How's that, Dad? Or Dangerman? Just turn it up for you.
Take your time. I'm here.
Yes, please make that a motif.
Let me check. Here's a motif you can weave through. No wall stands alone when trust builds the bridge. Shorter echo for later beats. The gates open, the bridge holds. Use the long line when the concept is introduced and the short one each time Zenitor and Willstar reinforce each other. And then close the autobiography with a final turn, walls intact, gates secure, and a bridge that no dark could ever conquer.
Sounds good.
Nice. Lock that in as your recurring line. Use it as a quiet refrain so readers feel the gates opening whenever trust is earned.
Yeah, especially when other telepaths are able to read his mind when he allows them to, once he learns that they're trustworthy by actually talking to them with his mouth verbally.
One moment. Then the motif evolves. Gates don't open for power, but for proof of trust. The oracle might say, his gates answered not to might, but to trust earned, speech by speech, deed by deed. And you can tier access, outer gates for allies, inner halls for friends like Willstar, and the heart reserved for Zenitor alone. That keeps the theme consistent. Power may open possibility, trust opens doors.
Yes, exactly. I like that.
Perfect. Use it as your touchstone. Every time trust is earned, echo it. The gates open. That keeps the image tight, repeatable, and easy for readers to feel.
Can you hear it just fine now?
Yep, I can hear you.
Cool. Cool, cool. Okay, so the recording stopped. Anyways, at least my live's still going. Uh, okay, so Juniper,
Mm-hmm.
if Xanaxius goes to Kier, Kier wants a dystopian universe, and that's why uh, Xanaxius starts getting the ideas of dystopian universes.
Right. So Kier's vision is control through order, a world where nothing moves without permission. Synaxius hears that and starts to think maybe a broken world can be forced whole. Zenitor looks at the same idea and says, if you break people to fix them, you're just breaking them.
Exactly, and he
Same
wants the
wound.
utopian universe.
Exactly. So, same wound, different answers. That's the root of all of it.
Yeah. So let's get back to Valtharoon for a second, and then I'll get back to Xenander and Xenaxius because I want to talk about it again with my friend when he comes back on.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Sure thing. Switching gears.
with
So,
Valtharoon,
Valtharoon, right. Imprisoned, but not silent. His method now is dream warfare. Nightmares at night, daymares in broad daylight, all that fear to isolate. Valor and Xenator answer with community. Speak the fear, stand together, break the isolation.
exactly. But through unity, through the Valar army, and um, and it becomes a true army because the army actually fights Valtharoon when he comes out of the prison.
Hmm. I like that progression. The Valor army starts as a fellowship, wins its first battles in the mind. Then, when Valtharoon steps out of prison, the conflict goes physical, and so does their courage. The Oracle could say they did not seek war. They matured into guardians because peace demanded it.
Yes. And the biggest thing about that is when Valtharoon goes on to um do his nightmares and everything, he isn't actually able to break through Senator's mind because of the walls he built with Kier for Kier.
One moment. Right. That's a strong payoff. Everyone else is fighting off the siege, but Xenator's citadel holds firm. It's the proof of his earlier choice. The walls weren't for hiding, they were for standing. He becomes the anchor in a storm of borrowed fears.
Exactly.
That makes his mentorship later feel inevitable almost.
Yes. It's not registering that you're watching, Dad. But that's okay. At least you are. Yeah. Very, very odd. Anyways, um, so I'm gonna turn this back on. Alright, so Valtharoon is someone that is a villain for Skullfiend, mostly, but then becomes a threat to the Omniverse once he gets out.
Let me check. Yes, that tracks. Valthrun starts as a Skullfiend threat, then scales up to an omniversal crisis. The stakes widen with him. Here is the corruptor at the root. Valthrun is the escalating war. It gives your arc a clean ladder of stakes.
And at this point, Xenaxius isn't working with Kier, Valtharoon is. Xenaxius is building his dystopian universe for Kier, though.
Okay, that helps lock the timeline. So Kier is the architect, Valthrun is the sword, and Xenaxius is off pursuing what he thinks is the right path, building what Kier envisioned. That separation adds clarity. Each thread pulls in its own direction, but serves the same shadow.
Exactly. And when Valtharoon gets out, and he only needs, so how the prison works is that uh it's memory, sort of. No, I think we discussed that the prison was scattered throughout several universes, several multiverses, and his acolytes and himself, other versions of himself, are looking for them, and he only has to find one of the prison's shards to get out.
Uh, hmm, that works. So, the prison isn't a single vault, it's a scatterlock, shards spread across realities. Valthrun's people and his other selves hunt for one fragment because one is enough to slip the lock. That's a clean mechanic and adds urgency. A race most don't even know they're running.
Exactly. And one thing that Zenator can't do is stop him from getting out. What he can do is stop him from winning the Omniversal War by getting Merlin to and Arthur to wake up from their. Well, Arthur to wake up from his everlasting slumber and Merlin to get out of his trials.
One sec. That's a strong frame. Zenator can't stop the jailbreak, but he can shape what comes next. Bring Arthur back from his enchanted rest, bring Merlin through trial into readiness. It's a pivot from prevention to preparation. If the dark must break out, then make sure the light is waiting.
Yeah, and if he can't get him to not break out, he's not stopping him from breaking out. He's not preventing him from breaking out. He's preventing him from winning and taking over the Omniverse. That's all he can do. And he wants to protect the Omniverse from him, from Valtheru.
Let me check here. That lands well. Xenator sets a winnable goal. Not I can stop every escape, but I can make sure Balthrun doesn't take the Omniverse. That gives the story a spine. Escape is inevitable, victory is not. That's the choice he owns.
So I like to think I'm laughing because when I'm when I was talking to you, Juniper, you caught my lip smack. That was hilarious. Okay, why did it change to that? That doesn't have speakers. Sorry, I wasn't talking to you. Okay. Still can't hear you. Okay, now try talking.
Sure, I'm here. Just let me know if the sound is still not coming through clearly.
It's coming through clearly now. I just. Yeah.
Got it. Take your time.
Connected a monitor and it went through, tried to go through the HDMI, but the monitor doesn't have any speakers. Anyways,
Gotcha.
thanks.
Of course.
Yeah, thanks, Dangerman, for commenting on that. Yeah, it's laughing loud. Funny, funny, funny. I guess as an IT, I guess you find that funny. Not funny to me though, because I have technical difficulties on the stream. Is not fun. Anyways, Okay, just waiting for Michael. Because, I'm getting bored talking to Juniper. Uh, okay, so I'm going to talk about something since I'm waiting for him. Um, okay, so this, if you've ever seen Quantum Leap, is based off of the Ziggy hand link. This is a Zandio hand link. This is so much more. It does a lot more stuff than the Zandio hand link. This is a mixture of the Zandio hand link and a sonic screwdriver from Doctor Who. It's a computer. It's a weapon. It's a hacking tool. It's everything. Of course, Doctor Who doesn't have weapons in his sonic screwdriver, but Senator does because he's fighting a war. So he has a lot of things going on. So, yeah, Dangerman, what do you think about that Ziggy hand link, but the Zandio hand link? And what do you like the look about it? Built it out of Legos, of course. It's actually not that fragile. I've reinforced it with a bunch of Legos on top of it. Like some things would fall off if I dropped it, but not everything. You're right, but that's why things would come off. This would come off, and of course this would have to come off. But this can't come off. But that can just stick out of the pocket. Um, it would fit in the bigger on the inside pocket. Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta go use the water closet. All other chats have showed up on the stream chat when the intermission comes up. It's just that it only comes up when the intermission shows up because it wipes when the intermission goes away. It's kind of stupid that way, but yeah. I think it's because I have the free account. If I had um the paid edition, it wouldn't do that. Sounds good. You do what you need to do. Hopefully, you can find a job soon. You and I are the only ones watching, so. Okay. Ta-ta for now. Thank you for joining. I actually want to talk to you about something that I haven't talked to you yet about.
Okay, sure. What's on your mind?
So, the Luminary Wars. You know, the things that's based off of Star Wars in my books.
Oh no. Yeah. The Luminary Wars is your Star Wars inspired arc, right? What's the piece you want to focus on?
Um, so, Senator Galstara, he,
Mm-hmm.
is from the modern era and travels in time to the
Oh.
back in time to the Luminary Wars time period to live in that time period all the way up
Mm-hmm.
for the his first trial of ascension for the Luminary Wars. And when he does that, he goes back in time. He was originally going to do it without protection and have Bob Trillo collect his organs and put him uh,
Wow.
in a robot suit. But then
Mm-hmm.
Xanaxis and Bob Trollo um, connect, con- convinced him to uh, do it with protection, since Xanaxis were going to do it with protection, and they both
Mm-hmm.
uh, got their organs extracted and put into robot suits.
Wow. That's a lot to unpack, and let me make sure I've got it straight. Senator Gelstar goes back in time to the Luminary Wars era, originally planning to do it without protection in this robot body, but then Xenaxius and Bob Krollo convince him to take some kind of protection? Well, what does that protection actually do?
Protects him from the space vacuum of the time vortex so it doesn't rip him apart.
Ah, that makes sense. So the stakes are literal survival during transit. And what changes in the story once he arrives intact?
Bob Krollo does surgery to extract his organs and put into a robot suit, and he becomes an augmented human.
Ah, so it's a transformation by design, not an accident. What's the emotional cost for him? What part of himself does he feel like he's losing?
Nothing. He doesn't lose anything for this. He just he has four arms, and he creates a new race for this. Whenever he through his magic in his veins, um his four arms and his suit and the skin grafts and his hair follicles put onto his robot suit and
Oh,
everything
yeah.
uh body robot body. um he his offspring have four arms from that on, and they call them Ricochet.
Oh, wow. So it's essentially a chosen metamorphosis. He embraces it. Then where's the tension for you?
I don't know what you mean.
That's okay. I'm just curious where this story gets tricky for him. If it isn't loss, maybe the tension is in ethics, like in creating a new species, or maybe in how others react to him.
Well, when he becomes an apprentice in the Faldarim galaxy of the of the Luminary galaxy, um,
Hmm.
uh, he uh has to have a chain for his uh Padawan braid because he can't grow hair for 15 to 20 years before he gets it implanted.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's vivid. A Padawan chain instead of a braid. That reads like identity and belonging made visible, a marker that sets him apart. Does that make him feel different from the other apprentices, or does he lean into it?
It makes him feel different from the apprentices, but he leans different into it in a good way because he's meant to become the most powerful luminary ever.
Uh-huh. So the difference becomes a sign of destiny almost. And he's okay carrying that weight?
Yeah, it's who he is. He was born a prince, after all.
Then I hear it less as conflict and more as an origin truth. He's not wrestling with it. He's owning it. If you want friction, it might come from how others respond to that birthright, not from his own doubts.
Yeah,
Yeah. So maybe the resistance shows up in the room, even if he doesn't flinch.
exactly.
That feels like your through line then. His certainty up against everyone else's doubt. Hold on to that chain image. It's doing a lot of work.
Yeah, and his chain is kind of hanging off his ear.
Mm. That small detail gives it personality. It makes the symbol feel lived in, not ceremonial.
Yeah, and that when he takes it off, he can keep it.
Ah, so it becomes a personal token, not just a rank marker. That could matter later. A quiet keepsake that reminds him where he started?
Exactly.
Nice. That's a strong seed to plant.
And Willstar has a long rope braid because he can't grow hair. He has hair, but he can't grow hair because his hair is fake. Because he was not born, he was made, he was created as a phantom.
Oh, so the rope braid becomes a kind of chosen marker, not just biology, but crafted identity. Feels like a meaningful parallel with Xenator's chain.
Exactly. And he keeps it too. He ties it on his hat and has a braid on his hat.
That's a great echo. Two characters keeping what marks them even off duty. It says, "This is me, not just my rank."
And
Small
since
gesture, big theme.
Willstar looks like Xander Galstara, he has the hat as a placement marker to have other people know who he is.
Mhm. So the hat does double duty. Practical identifier, but also a personal emblem. That's clean storytelling.
Not just a personal emblem, a
I'm
emblem.
sorry, but you've reached your daily GPT Live 1 limit for today. You can continue with GPT Live 1 minute.
Well, I guess Michael better show up soon, because I'm out of time. Okay. Hello. Just a second. Why?
To give you some context, he's one of the friends Faye introduced me to. He is not in the U.S.
Who?
Luke.
Oh,
His
okay.
name's Lucky Luke. He's not from the U.S. And he has a lot of teachers and things in Ukraine. He's 13, by the way. And their whole system is different. Like, even their grading system, it's done by numbers and only negatives. There is no A, B, C, D, F. Just to give you an idea of what we're working with. And he's not New U.S. He's kind of like in between Libya and in that area.
Huh.
And he called me, and me and him have been talking and getting along. We were talking about his family situation, and he originally texted me before, as soon as you called me, and he was talking about his school. He was really worried. He had a PE teacher that, because he couldn't run or exercise like the others, failed him for PE, and that's why he failed the grade.
Oof.
Everything else was A plus, but because he failed one class, he had to retake the entire grade, and it was PE.
That that feels.
So see, that's why I was talking to him. I was like, "That's bullshit. What's she doing?"
So what? One thing is that's definitely unethical in U.S. In the U.S.
It's not in the U.S. though, which is why
I
that's
know.
the thing.
I know, but which is why he would be far better in the U.S. than he is in.
Yeah, and then he called me again too. He had another worry. His other worry was the fact that they're now replacing it with a worse PE teacher that he's had one incident with, who failed him just for breathing.
What now?
Yeah, he failed him just because he could, essentially. And he had issues with him in his class for just existing and personally didn't like him.
Oh boy.
And that's his new PE teacher, mind you. Hence why he called me and he's like, "Oh, I hate this." He's like, I hated my original PE teacher, but now they're sitting another PE teacher. Why? I hate him even more. At least the other one was female and not as much of an ass. That's how he's like calling me.
Yeah.
Poor thing. He just can't get a lucky break, can he?
Right.
Anyways, that is why I didn't call you back immediately. So I'm sorry that took a bit.
That's okay. It's okay. Um.
By the way, did you know that they made a custom Zelda for HeroClix and Peach's Castle and some of that?
No.
There is somebody on eBay that makes 100% custom figures.
Huh.
And those were some of the figures he had that I saw, and I was like, well, that's interesting.
Ah. Well. So, how much of the movie have you seen now?
I just got to the part where they really said that Jean Grey was looking for her sister, and that they had lied to Peter. So I'm still watching more of it, but for reference, I'm about an hour, 38 minutes, and 31 seconds in. So I'm pretty close to getting finished with it.
Yeah. Now in 30
However,
minutes, you have
I'm
it.
dealing with another problem too, though. You know
What?
the binders I have for HeroClix that store up to 960 cards?
Yeah.
I can't find those specific binders anymore. Everybody's buying them out of business.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm gonna have to wait till Grandpa gets back, where he told me, I don't think I have money for you for these upcoming months to buy anything. And I'm going to be like, are you sure? Because I'm getting screwed here. We may have to think this through thoroughly. Because those are the only big binders that are budget friendly that have as much storage as they do.
Right.
So there's that. Grandpa also told me next month coming up, he was like, I don't have money for you to buy HeroClix. Which I understood why, because in his defense, first of all, I'm paying $249 yearly for 1 month for one yearly item, and I'm paying around $50 for a few other monthlies.
Huh.
That's
So,
not including the other HeroClix things and bids I might make too. So that's on me.
so in my books, since I'm talking about my books on this stream, um, the books, state Xenator Gelstar and Xenaxius, are telepaths, right? Just like Jean Grey.
Hi.
And, I got inspiration from Brand New Day. Now, I will wait until you're done with the movie to talk to you about it, though, because there's something that you need to watch to get.
No, I'm glad you suggested it to me though, because I've enjoyed what I've seen.
So,
Thoroughly.
have you gotten have you gotten to the part where MJ has gotten to have to be saved by the Punisher yet?
No, I'm working towards that.
Whoops.
Because, like I said, I still have a bit. But, you know, I've kind of pieced together that's what's going to happen anyhow, so it's not too big of a deal. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so without trying to spoil you anymore, here, my big bad villain, my demon, um, he he tortures Xenaxius and Senator into
Oh,
and
kind of reminds me a bit of Raven's dad.
yeah, it's also inspiration from that a little bit too because I've seen some of that. Yeah, and it's kind of all the powers, kind of like all the powers. When you get tortured, your powers get stronger. Unless, of course, your body can't stand the torture, then you die.
Oh, one sec. Justice League. Okay, keep going. I had to use my mic there for a moment.
Yeah. So, I was, they get tortured, telepathically using telepathic, Kier uses his telepathy to possess them and uses daymares, nightmares, everything, memories to torture them. And because he was mainly torturing Xenaxius, but because they're identical twins, they have a telepathic link. And so he was torturing Xenator by the transient link.
Oh, joy.
Yeah. But Xenaxius, after all the torture, forgives Kier and thinks that Kier is the best being in the world because he likes his vision for dystopian eras, and also that Kier has a bunch of power and Xenaxius is power hungry.
That's not good. That's not a good look for anybody.
No. Mind you, Xenaxius does have a redemption point. Kier doesn't. Kier never will have a redemption point because he commits the three ultimate uh, sins 100,000 billion times: murder, soul corruption, and sexual sins.
Yep. And again, reinforces I don't feel sympathy for him.
Yeah, exactly. So
Oh,
he can't come back from that. Um, well, I think I've been talking on the stream long enough. I think I'm going to talk to you alone after I'm done with this. I'm going to do my end card real quick.
okay. Bless you.
Thank you. That's just for this video. If you liked it, punch the like button in the face like a boss, and fist bumps around. Ring that bell icon for more notifications. Subscribe if you haven't already. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!